Ding dong, the witch is dead. That's right, you heard it in the title. Kathleen Kennedy is reported to have finally be leaving Lucasfilm. Now, I want to be clear about a few things before I get into this, because one, this is still a rumor, but it is being reported by some reputable sources, such as The Hollywood Reporter, such as Star Wars Newsnet, people that wouldn't really report this unless they think it's really happening. So I'm pretty sure it's happening, but I'll hold my breath still, but I'm still going to give my thoughts on this either way, because this has been a long time coming, and frankly, it's well overdue, and frankly, I don't even care. So let me give my thoughts on that, is that if this had happened 4, 5, 6 years ago, I'd feel a lot better about it. I'd be much more happier. But this happening now, and the way that it's supposedly happening, doesn't really mean anything. And what I mean by that is that it says in the article that she is stepping down or retiring at the end of the year. She is not being fired. There's no way in hell this woman was ever going to get fired from Lucasfilm. She's been heralded this whole time by them. They've never said a bad thing about her, never criticized her once, despite most of the fan base being against her. But here she is now, reportedly stepping down. Now, we've been hearing this for years. There's always been rumors that have come and gone saying Kathleen Kennedy is finally leaving Lucasfilm, this and that. But we knew that her time would be up. She's getting old, she's over the age of 70, and she'd eventually retire. Now, end of this year will mark roughly 10 years since the release of The Force Awakens, so the first release under the Disney Star Wars banner. But yeah, so what's her resume like? Few successes in terms of, okay, all of the sequel trilogy films made over $1 billion. The marketing campaign for The Force Awakens was phenomenal, and that film generated $2 billion. But outside of a genuine like success critically, or like Rogue One, or even the acclaim for like Andor, most of what they have produced, particularly with the series, and obviously The Mandalorian has been successful, but I have my own thoughts about that, but most of what they've produced in the recent years has been absolute rubbish. They have run Star Wars into the ground under her leadership, and her leaving or retiring means nothing, because it would be one thing. What we needed to show any kind of sign that Lucasfilm would be changing, that Star Wars would be coming back, was that if they fired her and issued a statement saying, we appreciated her time, but it was a mistake and she was not a good leader, and we have recognized our flaws and our mistakes, and we are doing what we can now to correct course. That would be the bare minimum, give us a 2% chance that Star Wars might come back. But this, in this scenario, means nothing. She was always going to retire at some point, and now she gets to go out on her own terms, whatever. So, but what it means is nothing's changing. High likelihood that Dave Filoni gets put in her place as the president, which I think would be a terrible choice, because I think he's a rubbish filmmaker, storyteller. Sure, I enjoyed Clone Wars back in the day, but even parts of that were really bad, and what he's adapted with Ahsoka and the likes of that, and the Book of Boba Fett, all these things I think have just gotten worse and worse over time, and he's not that guy. Even Jon Favreau too, if they put him in place, I wouldn't be excited about that either. I don't know who her replacement would be that could possibly inspire any excitement from me at this point in time, but look, she's stepping down. We'll see what happens. I don't expect anything to change for Lucasfilm in the near future. But thoughts on the woman? Obviously, she had an amazing career as a producer up until taking over the CEO role with Lucasfilm. I mean, she produced damn near every Spielberg film. Not sure how hands-on she was creatively with any of that, but it's still, it's worth noting that she was great as a producer for all those great films that came out. George Lucas films, Steven Spielberg films, all of these. She was everywhere across the board. And so credit where it's due, but just her tenure as the leader of Star Wars has been an absolute disaster. It's just gotten worse and worse over time, to the point that they have taken the most beloved and most profitable film IP of all time, and they have reduced it to a fledgling TV series on a streaming service where they don't even get good ratings, good or even medium ratings compared to some of the best shows out there. They are rubbish. So that quality-wise, performance-wise, all of that, they've just reduced this brand, this once unbelievable beacon of like entertainment and media, and it's just nothing now. They've reduced it to rubble, and that's been completely under her leadership. And so she deserves all the criticism for that, but as I said, she deserves praise as well for what she achieved in her career up until becoming leader, and even what she achieved with the beginning of the Disney takeover of Star Wars, with the success of The Force Awakens. Whatever you think of that film, it made $2 billion. So look, I'm not someone that's on that Kathleen Kennedy hate train, but definitely she has not been a good leader for Lucasfilm. And so I'm happy to see her go, but don't expect anything to change in the near future because of the manner in which she's leaving. She's leaving on her terms, and that is it. They're going to glorify her going out the door. They're not going to say a single bad thing about her, and that's going to be it. So don't expect Star Wars to change. Star Wars is still dead, in my opinion, but you know, this is news nonetheless, and I'm going to talk about it. So that's my thoughts, guys. I'd love to hear yours in the comment section below. Do you think this means anything more? Do you think this is a chance for Star Wars to turn around? Whatever it is, I want to hear them all down below. Please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.